Criminal procedure. This video is a simple step-by-step breakdown on how a criminal procedure goes. This is the basic structure on the process for anyone who wants to know how it goes. From this video you can keep up to date with any court hearing you may be a part of or see. We will go over civil procedure next time. Enjoy.
Peace, family. We're gonna make this very simple. We're gonna make this very easy to comprehend and understand. There's so many trials, court hearings that we see on the media, YouTubes, all the social medias. I think it's necessary just to show a simple breakdown on how this process goes. That way, while you're watching, you'll understand where you're at in the courtroom, where you're at in the trial, what to expect, you know? And so the first thing we deal with is the arrest, which is very self-explanatory. Once we have dealt with the arrest, we deal with bail. And a bail is simply a deposit of money that helps to guarantee that an accused person will appear for trial at the time and date specified. But if he or she does not appear, then the bail is forfeited and the accused becomes what we call a fugitive. So, you know, you get arrested, you may or may not pay that bail or follow through on that bail. Bail is just a deposit of money, exactly what it says right here. And once again, family, these are all the legal, lawful definitions of each step in a trial. You know what I'm saying? So you put this money up, and if you put the money up, it's pretty much saying, hey, I'm putting money up to appear. If not, I'm a fugitive. Now this part is where I think people, many people I've seen get confused with the verdict. They're wanting a verdict read and this and that, and they don't understand there's levels and steps to this. So this one is where I think people get confused. This is called the preliminary hearing. Understand this is held to determine whether there's probable cause for holding the accused for trial. The hearing may also be held to fix bail, and we know bail is a deposit of money that helps to guarantee that an accused person will appear for trial. If not, they become fugitives. So a prelim is to determine whether there's probable cause for holding the accused for trial in the first place. This is where we get it situated. Do we need to take this shit to trial? Is it necessary? So now we're going into what they call the arraignment. And the arraignment has three purposes, actually. Number one is to establish the identity of the accused. Number two is to inform the accused of the charges against him. And three is to allow the court to hear the plea of the accused. Guilty, not guilty, no contract. This is called arraignment. Remember, arraignment is a three-step process. Now, mind you, again, all of these steps take time. We're too impatient to let a trial be a trial. We want to get the arrest and go straight to a verdict. Like, it doesn't work like that at all. So once again, to establish the identity of the accused, to inform the accused of the charges, and to hear the plea of the accused is the arraignment. Now this is where everybody wants it to be. They want the arrest, straight to the trial, straight to the verdict. It does not work like that at all. Y'all gotta understand how this shit works, because I read the chat, I read chats, I read comments, I hear people speak on panels and perspectives, and they do not understand there are steps to a trial. And it's obvious you don't understand by the things that you're pointing out and saying. Okay? So a trial consists of 7 steps, actually. After a jury has been sworn in, these 7 steps are opening prosecutor statements, you know, their points that they're going to make as far as being prosecutors. Opening defensive statements, same thing. And what they're speaking on is the points they're going to make to defend their defendants, of course. Then you have the presentation of the prosecutor's evidence. This is self-explanatory. The prosecutor will present evidence to the court that will go into this case, in this trial. Then, on the flip side, it's a back and forth if you haven't figured this out yet. The defense will present their evidence that will show that their client is not guilty. Of course, this is just opening type of situations, okay? Then you have the prosecutor's closing arguments. This is where he tries to bring it home and convince the jury of the guilt of the accused. And then once again, the defense will have their closing arguments and try to bring it home in a convincing manner at the very end of the innocence of their client, okay? Now, once all of this has happened, now mind you, each one of these steps takes time. It's not just, you go, now I go, you go, now I go. It's y'all motherfuckers want an arrest, y'all want a verdict, and then that's that. No, it's a process, motherfucker. So after all of these steps are done, the judge will instruct the jury on everything that was presented, what cases pertain to this case, what laws pertain to this case. Pretty much the judge gives the jury the background information, the legal background information, that it can stay within the confines of what they need to do to bring in their judgment. This is a trial. Now the steps, arrest, bail, preliminary, and arraignment, all takes time as well. Now, once all the evidence, all of the statements, all the arguments have been done, now we get to the judge. Remember, everything takes time. The jury might take a day, 2 days, 3 days. Everything takes time. So we have the judge. The judge will charge the jury, like I said, instructing them regarding the law that relates to the case, provide guidance in reaching a verdict. The judge then prepares the instructions, but prior to the trial, each attorney prepares and submits to the judge a set of requested jury instructions. And this is to help prevent biasness. This is to keep the jury in line as well, within the confines of what they heard in the case that was for the case. No outside type of things. These are requests that might be made. Now we get to where y'all wanted to go from the jump. As soon as the arrest is made, you want a verdict to be read, and that's it. No, there's process, there's steps to this. So now we get to the verdict, where the jury goes to a private room, considers the case, takes a vote, and a decision is made. A defendant may be acquitted, guilty, or mistrial might be declared if the jury can't come to a decision. In more serious cases, another hearing might be held to determine the sentence. The verdict is signed by the judge and recorded so that it may be included in the transcripts of the case. You want everything recorded for the record, because now they're held to that. So if they make a mistake, it's on record. You understand what I'm saying? We have to go through arrest, bail, preliminary hearings, arraignments, the trial, the judge, just to get to a verdict. So understand, family, there's a process to these things, and I pay attention and I listen to people's perspectives on a lot of these trials that are going on right now. I hear you, I do. I read your comments in the chats, in the live streams. I hear you on the panels. And what I do know is that many of you do not know how the process of a trial goes. Because what many of the people do, as soon as an arrest is made, a little bit of evidence comes, a little bit. Motherfuckers go straight to a verdict, a judgment, expecting a judgment, a verdict, not understanding that there's an entire process that takes time before the verdict is ever reached. There's trials going on right now that many people, and I know because I watch, don't know what part of that trial they're watching. And from their statements, it shows. You might have been in court for like 30 minutes to plead a contest, pay a ticket, but you don't know how a trial goes. So hopefully this helps, family. It was only for help.
We gonna get this information out here. We gonna change the narrative.
Shout out my man King Oz. If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to King Oz's YouTube channel. A lot of great content, good discussions, and a lot of eye-opening information from true and honest perspectives. Make sure you get your little book of
Peace and blessings, family, and salute to the God King Oz, a dope brother, a woke brother, father, and an author of the Little Book of Everything. Do me a favor, man. Join the family, tell a friend and tell a friend. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself.
And I want to give a silverback shout out to my brother King Dumas on this Little Book of Everything. And it's packed from page to page with nothing but information that the people in the community needs. I don't know how he decided what goes in this book for each individual that he personally writes one for, but he knocked mine out of the park. Thank you, Brother King Dumas, and everybody should have this Little Book of Everything. Nothing but information. Thank you, brother. Much love.
Y'all know who it is, Elijah Lamar, tapping in from the BMF TV series. I need everybody to go ahead and subscribe to King Oz's page right now. K-I-N-G-O-Z, King Oz. Dude got great content and dope information for you to go ahead and take in. Trust me, you won't regret it. Subscribe.